what's up everybody? Welcome to another edition of Inside the Vinyl. I'm your host, Tim Bianconi. If you would, go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel below. That would be greatly appreciated. So I'm going to dip back into my Lost Classic series again and discuss a band from my hometown, and that would be Southern rock icon Molly Hatchet. This time we're going to discuss their 1980 album, Beatin The Odds. So this album was released in September of 1980. It was produced by Tom Werman, who had produced other albums of theirs, as well as a myriad of other artists, including Motley Crue. This was their third record overall. This was their first album with new singer Jimmy Farrar, as Danny Joe Brown had to leave the band due to health issues. This album reached number 25 on the Billboard charts and has been certified by the Record Industry Association of America as a platinum million-selling album, their third to do so. So, what I want to do today, so the edition I have on vinyl is a little bit different than normal, than you would find at a used record store or anywhere else. So I'm going to put the actual album cover above my head up here, because the one I have doesn't really have this album cover. So I found this at a used record store, and what I have is a special edition, which if you look on the cover, it shows Molly Hatchet live, which is true. And if you look at the back, you know, it's got pictures of the three album covers. It's also, I don't know if you can really see that on the phone here, but it's got the Promo Only stamp up here. So I'm not sure if this was something that was readily available for purchase, or if maybe this was just something that was just available to radio stations and other special promotions. But so the front cover of this shows Molly Hatchet live, and the back cover again shows their three album covers and track listings. So what this has, this actually has the complete, this is a 2-album set. One album is the complete album of Beatin The Odds, and the other record is a live show, pieces from a live show recorded in December 1980 in Lakeland, Florida. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of a neat thing. So again, like I said, I'm going to put the Beatin The Odds cover up above my head here, so you can at least see what the actual cover looks like. And it's your typical Molly Hatchet cover with, you know, like the Viking paintings and all that stuff that they're kind of notorious for. So let's take a look and see what we have here. So again, here's Molly Hatchet live, in front of a very big crowd there. I'm not sure that's the Lakeland show, but it's just a picture of them playing in front of some crowd. It's got pictures of all the guys in the band, including right there is Jimmy Farrar, the, you know, at the time, new lead singer. Again, on the back, you have the track listing for Beatin The Odds. You also have the track listing for the live record, as well as a lot of special thanks and liner notes. So let's take a look and see what we have inside here. All right, so kind of cool. Like I said, this is a special edition, so this is a little different. But if you open it up, you know, on one side, you've got a picture of the band as they were in 1980, all 6 members. Again, another band, you know, just like Skynyrd and everybody else, you know, there was minimally a 2-guitar attack. May have even been 3 guitars at the time. I'm not really sure. And then I think it was 3 guitars. And then on the other side, you have a write-up about the album and what was going on with the band at the time. So that's really cool. All right. Yeah. And if we pull out one of the albums, okay, here's Beatin The Odds. So the cool thing about this is this has the same inner sleeve that I assume a normal Beatin The Odds record would have, where it shows Beatin The Odds, the title at the top, and then it actually has the track listings for all the songs. So that's really cool. And then your standard Epic Records sticker in the middle. Nothing too flashy there. All right, so let's put that away. And let's take a look at the other side. All right, the other side, I mean, there's nothing too special about the live album part. If I can get it out here, here we go. Sleeve is pretty basic, nothing special there. And again, the same Epic sticker in the middle with the track listing and all. So again, nothing too special there. However, one thing that was really cool about this that I didn't know until I got it home and opened it up is something fell out of the record when I was first playing it. And that would be, in this special set, also came the 45 for a song on this album called The Rambler. So as you can see, here's a nice little Epic 45 sleeve. If you pull it out, you know, it's just got your, you know, Epic logo in the middle with The Rambler. I don't really know what they call this, but, you know, just the hole in here that you put the little adapter in so you can play it on your record player. I should probably know what that's called. I'll see if I can figure out what it's called, and I'll put a correction down below me here. And then on the other side is another song from Beatin The Odds called Get Her Back. So I thought this was really cool. Just something cool to have. That came with this special edition. So, so there's the album. There's Beatin The Odds as I have it. The Molly Hatchet Live here. Like I said, I'll put the cover above my head if it's not already there. So let's talk about the album a little bit. The reviews were mixed. A lot of people were upset. Of course, when it comes to music and when bands change members, especially a singer, people tend to listen with their eyes more than their ears. And I think that's the case here. Now, I can totally understand if you're, I love Danny Joe Brown too, but I'm also open when, a band makes a change like this. So I know a lot of the reviews were mixed because they were missing Danny Joe Brown and maybe just weren't feeling the Jimmy Farrar era of Molly Hatchet. And, to be fair, the direction was a little bit different. Beatin The Odds was a heavier record. It kind of followed the progression, like Molly Hatchet's first album was very Skynyrd-like, and then Flirtin' with Disaster was a little bit heavier and a little bit harder rocking, and this one just kind of followed that trend, and this one is even harder rocking than Flirtin' with Disaster is. A lot of heavy tunes on here, a lot of real crunchy guitar. And I think a little more focus on their more Ted Nugent-y, Aerosmith type influences shine more on this record more than the Southern rock part does. Not that it's not Southern rock, but it's just a heavier, more hard rocking album. The title track is a classic. Even now Jimmy Farrar only stayed with the band for this record and another record called Take No Prisoners, and then Danny Joe Brown came back. But songs, a couple of songs from Jimmy Farrar's era stayed in the set list from Molly Hatchet to this day, as a matter of fact. Beatin The Odds, the title track, being one of those. And like I said, it's still played now. There's a lot of other great songs on here. Double Talk is awesome. The Rambler that I mentioned earlier is a ballad, and that was released as a single. Dead and Gone, another great song. They do a cool version of an old CCR song called Penthouse Pauper. That's really cool. Just a lot of really cool tunes on this record. And again, like I said, it's a little harder edged. And Jimmy Farrar is more of a singer rather than a growler that Danny Joe Brown is. Again, love them both, but it's almost like, in some ways, the Southern rock version of comparing David Lee Roth to Sammy Hagar, as far as just the differences in singing styles and abilities. Jimmy Farrar definitely more of a pure singer, more so than Danny Joe Brown, but Farrar could growl with the best of them as well. There have been reissues of this album, so if you're not interested in getting the vinyl and you just want to hear it digitally or on CD or whatever, in 2008, Rock Candy Records actually released a reissue of this album, remastered, and included 4 of the... So the live album, the live album on the second record actually has 6 live tracks from that Lakeland concert, and the reissue from Rock Candy actually included 4 of those 6 tracks. So if you want to hear some of that live stuff, pick up that Rock Candy remaster. And if you want to know about Rock Candy remasters, I did a show a couple of years ago about them, so check that out on my YouTube channel. There was also a 2013 re-release by SPV Steamhammer, which is a German record label that I think they're on even for their new music. And that came out in 2013, but that's just a straight 9-song album, no live tracks, no anything. So interestingly enough, and this is the last thing I'll share about this album before I call it a day. I actually got to meet original bass player Banner Thomas, who played on the first 4 Molly Hatchet records. I actually got to meet him at, of all places, a Death Angel concert back in 2016. Now, I had a couple of friends who were in one of the opening bands that day, but Banner Thomas was there just hanging around because he was friends with my friend's band. So I got to meet Banner Thomas that day. I got to take a couple pictures with him. I got to discuss all things Molly Hatchet and music and stuff. And I told him I had this version of this record, and he was, pretty stoked, so much so, almost shocked really that I had this version of it. And he actually asked me if I could make him a CD of these 6 live tracks because he didn't have anything. And I told him, I was like, I think there's a re-release somewhere that has the 4 tracks. And he's like, yeah, but I want all 6. So I was like, all right, cool, I can do that for you. Unfortunately, I didn't run into him anymore after that, and he passed the following year in 2017. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to give him the CD. But it was really cool to be able to connect with him, meet one of my hard rock heroes and somebody that played on, more than one album that I love. But, just to be able to connect with a guy from the band and be able to shock him that I had something collectible from his band and something that he played on. So I thought that was really cool. As far as, other material, like I said, there's live material on the second record of this. However, for the Jimmy Farrar era, if you want to hear what, in my opinion, unfortunately I can't do a live album series on it because I don't have like a vinyl for it or anything. But there's a CD called Extended Versions. It's a BMG Special Products CD. And it was 10 tracks pulled from, I think, a King Biscuit Flower Hour CD that they have, that they released. You can find that too, I'm sure. From a 1981 show in LA. One of the best live recordings and performances I've ever heard, period. I wish I had that on vinyl because I would totally do a show on that if I had it. But it's Jimmy Farrar's version. Again, they play all the classics, Flirting with Disaster, Gator Country, Beatin The Odds, whatever. But just Dreams I'll Never See, all that stuff. But it just absolutely rocks. Rocks a lot harder, in my opinion, than anything Molly Hatchet had done up to that point. So check that out if you want. So again, today, Beatin The Odds, whether you can find this version or you can just find the regular version, at a record store or on iTunes or whatever, check it out. Don't be swayed because it's got a different singer than what you're used to hearing in Molly Hatchet. It's still as good, if not better, than any of the Danny Joe Brown albums, just my opinion. So check it out. That's all I've got for you today. If you would, again, go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel below. I've got some other things out there on my channel. I've got the rest of my Inside the Vinyl series that includes my Lost Classics as well as live albums. I've also got my Unboxing the Vinyl where we open up reissues, new CDs, new records, just at box sets, different things that, that I'm interested in. And with it being fall now, there's a lot of new stuff coming down the pike. So over the next couple of months, I should have a lot of new unboxing videos out there. So that should be fun. Also got some concert footage from different festivals and shows. Exit 111, Welcome to Rockville, Kiss, whatever. Hoping soon to have some new footage to put out there. And if you're into disc golf, I've got some really mediocre disc golf videos starring some really mediocre disc golfers, myself included. So again, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.